Humus, the life of the earth, has been respected and nurtured for millennia by Indigenous nations. Not so the last few hundred years. Contaminated post-industrial and mining sites proliferate across Australia. As human settlements encroach upon and eventually usurp these lands, the ground is literally poison.
Four generations of steel workers have worked on this site to make this country what it is and to make this city what it is. To you and to all of your families, I say to you thank you and very best wishes for the future. You deserve the very best.
This film explores two brownfield landscape sites where phytoremediation gardens remove contaminants from the soil.
It celebrates and captures intertwining human and ecological regimes of care.
These sites are often overgrown with weeds, vacant, fenced off, and perceived as urban wastelands.
This is a story of two gardens, the Del Prat Garden and the White Bay Power Plant Garden.
The Del Prat cottage site is located on the land of the traditional Indigenous owners, the Pambalong clan of the Awabakal Nation, and sits on the edge of the former BHP steelworks site.
It looks at ephemeral and temporal processes of repair and reconnection through performative, playful and educated means.
The project will act as a living laboratory for our collaborators from the UTS Phyto Lab, whose team have had an opportunity to test soil, root, leaf and fruit of a wide range of plants.
I love the interface between science and art. Design is sort of a physical type of art, and so we can start to use biotechnology using plants to decontaminate metals, but we can do it in a really beautiful and important way that's good for the community as well as obviously scientifically good too.
It's about humans and how we care for the plants, and how by caring for the plants and ensuring their well-being, they're ensuring our well-being. It's a reciprocal relationship.
Everything is cyclical, everything's linked within a natural system. If you influence it in a certain way, you'll get an output in a different way. And nature is very good at balancing those particular situations and being quite resilient. And there's always disruption and change that occurs within them. But with an idea of the Anthropocene coming through, of people's effect being far larger on the environment than perhaps previously it being in some sort of balance, we now need to look at how we can insert into that to negate the negative effects that we have.
The gardens that we've been working on are all about regimes of care, how the plants are caring for the soil and how they're taking out toxins and how they're redeeming the land.
Phytoremediation is the process where we use plant-based biotechnology to clean up contaminated sites. This is a really great example of how we're using edible and flower species in a cottage-style planting to clean up some of the heavy metal contaminants left on this historic site. And so when we harvest these plants for science, we take the whole plant and we break them up into their different components. We look at what goes into the roots, what goes into the stems and the leaves and the fruits, because that helps us understand how effective these plant species are at cleaning the site, as well as the safety risks for things like your pollinator species, whether it's in the flowers or not, or your fruit species, so things like animals, possums, even humans. So it's really important to understand where metals go, regardless of whether they're cleaning the soils or not.
So when we look at sites like this, and we think about heavy industries, and we think about redundant or obsolete things that we know are happening in the world today, the potential of phytoremediation and the gardens to cleanse the soil is unlimited.